What's up, everybody? Once again, it's Brand Man Sean, and Confidence Beats said I should do videos on producers or some more because I only did one on this channel. And when he said that, I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I can start here. I got a chance to sit with Don Cannon about a month ago, or maybe it was 2 months. Small, intimate room, maybe about 20 people. Most of them were producers, and I took some notes. If you don't know who he is, but he's done produced for Lil Wayne, Jeezy, Jay-Z, T.I., like anybody you can think of. He's even done things like the theme song for Tyler Perry, theme music, and Floyd Mayweather, and done stuff with Chris Rock. This man is as legit as it could get. Look him up, but let's listen to these tips. So number one, so Don Cannon basically said, while working with big names is great, there's nothing better for your career than really being known for breaking new artists and really putting them into position as a producer. If you look at him, he's been responsible for Asher Ross' career, which was like completely out of left field. People weren't expecting that. And then through his company with DJ Drama, his partner, they basically introduced Lil Uzi Vert to the world, which he discovered when he was just listening on the radio, he said, in Philadelphia. He called the radio up and like, yo, who's that dude? I need to find him. Tracked him down. So for one, chasing placements really wasn't for him for the most part, and he really didn't want his beats in somebody's basement. But the big thing was the credibility that it brings you is huge, which goes into number two. Cultivate sound and a movement. Right? If you can cultivate that sound that really becomes popping, you're in a strong position because you are the person grandfathering that sound. You can create the wave. When you're creating the wave, you don't have to worry about chasing the wave. You can think about people like Swiss Beats, Timbaland, right? They've had these interesting or unique sounds and ways that they've created, and you can think about how Metro Boomin is cultivating the sound that we hear right now. There's other producers, but he's just in that pocket. Number one, it's kind of hard to argue that he's not leading the game as far as young up and coming producers. We all know how powerful culture is, so if you can create and cultivate the sound that's moving that culture, you're in a good position, and that's what a producer does. Number three, shake it up a little bit. Specifically, what he basically said was when he works with artists and they know that sound that he delivers or what he has, when they come to him, a lot of times they're looking for what they already know him for, and they might want more of it or what worked in their past relationships. But what he'll do is he'll give them something completely new that makes them do something new, a new energy, so they can keep evolving as an artist themselves, as opposed to just giving them more and becoming a factory of just creating this template beat for them to then receive and just treat him like, I don't know, a commodity, which we all know becomes stagnant eventually and is going to kind of lock you down into a box. So if people are trusting you to come to you for sound, then yeah, lead them. Don't just give them what they want, but lead them to something new. Number four, learn the game legally. How he basically set this up was you got to get a manager and a lawyer at some point, especially as you progress in the game. And he said, if you don't know the game, take all the documents that they're having you sign or whatever that they're exchanging and read those documents. You might not understand them at first, but you got to learn the game for your benefit in your career if you want to be in this thing. So take those documents, learn that way if you're not going to school for it or anything like that. It might sound a little simple to you guys, but it's just real. You gotta get it how you live and take advantage of the resources you got. Number five, put a stamp on that thing. Don Cannon is a big proponent of putting a stamp on your beats because all that poor man's copyright and things like that is not real. You can still get messed up and locked up in a whole courtroom battle. Just put a stamp on your beats, so eventually, if it's there, people will come to you. And a great point he also made was if the beat doesn't pop, then it doesn't matter. So put a stamp on it and don't worry about it. Don't waste your time trying to copyright all of your beats. I agree. I know some people don't. Today we all know that producers are needing to find more and more ways to brand themselves because the game is just changing that way. But back to Don Cannon, he mentioned how Mike Jones was doing it big with his marketing tactics as far as having his number for everybody to call and things like that, which is something that you can keep in mind. You don't have to look for other producers to have producer marketing tactics. You can look at artists. Create a brand around yourself. You don't want to follow anybody necessarily in your lane anyway. Find somebody else that's doing something that you can apply to what you do and blow up that way. I love Don Cannon's tips because he keeps it short, concise, and obviously your dude's been there. Super dope, been listening to his music obviously my whole life because I ain't that old. Share this with producers or anybody you think might find this as helpful, and you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button.